The following is a project that I completed maybe a year and a half ago. It's definitely been over a year and I just haven't been able to put it up. But today I'm sharing with you how I updated and just did a little makeover in certain areas of my house. My thing has always been the power of paint. Paint and new hardware, something so small that I think people often overlook, especially when you're updating. You might put on the old hardware, but spending those extra couple of bucks in buying new hardware and buying good quality paint really can go a long way and can create a big difference in your house. This is in our master bathroom, and as you can see, the master bathroom is mostly white. There is the shower and the bath that are golden brown. Don't pay attention to that. We are planning to redo that bathroom one day, not anytime soon, because that's going to be a big project and it might take professionals to do that. That may not be something we can do ourselves. I don't know, we always say that and we always end up doing it ourselves, but it's just going to be a bigger project and not within our budget or our time frame right now. The bathroom itself was one thing I liked when I looked at the house, at least half of the bathroom, right? And you can see that it's been updated because there's the gold and brown shower and bath combo, and then on the other side where the vanities are, those are a little bit more modern. I didn't understand how they went ahead and painted, I think, the entire house white. That I know the realtor told us that they had painted recently, and they made everything white, which was great for us because we didn't have to do that, which I did in our last house, and I completely was miserable. And I hate painting nowadays because of how much painting I did in that last house, and so it drove me crazy, and I did not understand how someone could go ahead and do all these updates to a house and paint and try to get it ready for a listing and just not paint these 3 doors. If you take a close look at the medicine cabinet, you will notice that even the door was put on upside down. Walking out of the bathroom, there is this bookcase. It's a built-in bookcase, and that bookcase is also brown and they didn't paint it. This door that I'm showing to the bathroom, it wasn't there before. We bought that door. There was no door to the bathroom, and my husband and I are the only ones using that bathroom, so we didn't really care, but at the same time we still like some privacy. The door is a folding door, so it's not complete 100% privacy because you'll see there's cracks on the door, not solid, but so far we've had this door for over a year and I feel completely fine. We've had, you know, family visiting before who have been in our room while I've been in the shower, and I didn't feel like they could see me. We did buy this door at our local hardware store. I don't remember if it was Lowe's or Home Depot. This door itself is a wood door, and so it didn't need any priming, which I love because, like I said, I hate painting, so I only had to do the actual paint. I didn't have to prime the door. So what I did is I took off all the doors, took off all the hardware. Here I'm showing you the paint and the supplies that I used. Honestly, all of this is everything I did with our kitchen makeover. So if you want more details on the paint and all of that, how I did that, how I sanded, how I cleaned, you can go. I do have a video on our kitchen remodel, kitchen makeover, and how I painted those cabinets, and so everything's exactly the same that I did with these cabinets. I think I might have even used the same paint because I had leftover paint. I'm not sure. If not, I just picked white paint, whatever white paint I liked, from the local hardware store. The simple green stuff, it's not like organic or anything, but it works really good for taking off grease, so I do recommend it. Here I'm showing what the first coat of prime, well, just prime, I didn't do a second coat of prime, I only did 1 coat of prime. I did the first coat of paint here. I'm pretty sure I did this all in one day. I was able to get this done. I was able to get the 1 coat of prime on the bookcase, and here I'm showing that. You can see the bookcase, the primer doesn't look great, but primer always looks bad. In my experience, it always looks bad. You don't have to freak out. If you want to do a second coat, you can. I didn't do it because, again, this was in our bedroom. I wanted something quick and cheap, and so this is what I did. pretty much in one day. I'm pretty sure I did all this in one day. And so you can see that just by priming, it made a huge difference. Like already it looks better. Again, I didn't prime the door because the door doesn't need primer. And so with the bookcase, I went ahead and chose to go with the dark gray. It's really dark on the camera. It has like a blue undertone. This is the same exact paint I used in our mini bar video, and so if you want to see exactly what I used and how I painted and the color and everything, that's in that video. But here I'm just showing the first coat of the white on the cabinets, and like I said, you can see already the bathroom just completely changed. There's no brown popping out staring at you. At this point, I think that this might have been the next day or the second day where I did the second coat of gray, and then I went ahead and did the second coat of white on all of the cabinets and everything. I did not do the inside of the cabinets because I was lazy, and honestly the doors are always closed and we're the only ones that use this bathroom. But again, if we have company and they happen to be in there, they're not going to be opening these cabinets. So once all the painting was done and everything was dry, my next task was decorating the bookcase. I couldn't think of anything else to do except we have a lot of books, we had a lot of pictures. I got picture frames at the Dollar Tree. Those books are law school books, and so I just kind of played along with the organization. This isn't even what it looks like now, because since then I've played with it even more, added some more things. I don't like it to be too cluttered. I don't like things to be on top of bookcases or dressers or anything like that to be too cluttered. So I just went with pictures of our family and all of our law school, not all of our law school books, that's just like a 10% I think of our law school books. The door, I didn't show me painting it, but it's just painting it white. Like I just did 2 coats. This is what it looked like already. You can see how big of a difference it made to change that door and make it match, you know, the rest of the room. I did not want to paint it gray because I didn't want there to be too much gray. So I did go ahead and paint it white. I added the door handles, the same door handles that we bought for our kitchen cabinets. We had extras, so I didn't see any point in spending money on other handles, and so that's what I used. On the cabinet doors themselves, I did also replace all of the hardware. So I didn't show me doing that because again, the kitchen makeover video has that, but I did change out all of the hinges so that they were brand new and silver and they weren't the crusty old hinges that were on there. So I did have to make new holes, but I've done this so many times that it's like second nature to me now. The bathroom itself, I mean, there's no brown, there's no ugly brown cabinets looking at you. So I think overall this was a quick and easy makeover. Like I said, right here I'm just showing you the shower and the bathtub. The window, it does have that old school blinds, and they're actually pink. I don't know if you can see it. The light fixture is old. Those are all things we're gonna upgrade eventually. Those blinds need to go. I mean, they're pink. That is actually a light fixture I was planning to hang on top of the bathtub. We got that in Thailand, but actually you can get that like on Amazon. We ended up not doing it there. My husband actually ended up installing it out in the main room, which I actually have a video where I'll show that. So that's all stuff that needs to be updated, but with time. And so just a quick little background on why I like sharing these kinds of videos. One, I am a full-time worker. I work full-time. Both my husband and I work full-time, sometimes more than full-time. Sometimes we have to work late nights, sometimes we have to work weekends. But these are all projects that we like to take on ourselves, because this isn't our first house. We were in our last house for 3 years before we sold it. We did end up making a profit when we sold that house, but we put a lot of sweat equity into that house, and with that experience, we realized that doing the work ourselves, one, we get to do quality work because we do it ourselves and we know what we like, how we like it. And we haven't had the greatest experience with professionals. Not only are they expensive, but we haven't been really happy with their results. And so we've almost every time we've had someone come in and professionally do something, other than things like windows and installing countertops, things that we just can't do at all ourselves. Other than that, we've had to fix things that people do. We like to do things ourselves, not like, and it's like I enjoy it. I just suck it up. I do it because I know that it's going to be a lot more cost effective. It does take me a little bit longer than it would normally if I didn't work full-time, but I have to find time after work on the weekends. Now we have a 2-month-old, so it is a lot more challenging. Luckily, we've done a lot of little projects that we've been meaning to do before she was born, and we're still doing, well, my husband at this point, not so much me, but we're still doing little projects here and there that I'm going to document and see and share what it's like to do it now, also still working full-time but with the baby. So I'm still on my maternity leave, but I only have 2 weeks left, and then I'll be back at work. My husband will be able to take his paternity leave, and then he'll be back at work. So at that point, we'll both be working full-time and we'll have a baby. And so I plan to document any other projects we do, because we still have projects in mind, believe it or not, that we want to do. This house is a lot bigger than our last house, so we knew coming in it was going to be a lot more challenging to do the things that we wanted to do. We knew it was going to take more time. The more house you have, the bigger the project, the more money you have to spend. A lot of the stuff we did with our last house, things like changing out outlet plates or light switches, things we were able to do in the entire house, we haven't been able to do in this house. We've only changed a few of them because it gets expensive when you have a bigger house. You have more outlet covers, more light switches, and you don't think about those little things, but little things like that make a huge difference. And this particular video is just working with what you have, using nothing but paint. If you want to use old hardware, go ahead and use it. I'm here to show you that if you want to update something, you can do it. You can do it on a budget, and you don't have to do it all at once. Like me, I would come home whenever we have a project. I come home sometimes and work on it after work. I might work on it for an hour or two, not very long, whatever time I have. If I'm exhausted that day, I won't work. My husband and I will sometimes decide, maybe the day before, tomorrow we're not doing any work. We're gonna be lazy, we're just gonna have dinner, watch TV, we need a break. And that's okay too. Like, these projects don't have to be done in a weekend. They can be done over time, and they're projects that aren't gonna destroy your house and gonna leave a huge mess for you to have to walk around. And so this is honestly one of the cheapest and easiest, quickest projects that I've ever done. So I did want to share this with you and show what a huge difference it makes to make little changes like that. So hopefully I can encourage any homeowner, current homeowner that's looking to sell now or in the future. Those little changes are going to make a big difference for the people that are coming to view your house. We learned that with our last house. We thought we were done with all of the renovations in our house when we were getting ready to sell, and our realtor gave us some advice on little things that we were able to do before we put it on the market, that we did over a couple of weekends, and I think it made a huge difference for the people walking in. We sold our house, I think we had an offer within a week or a week and a half of putting it on the market. Our last house was a townhome, so values are very limited in how much they go up for townhomes, and I think we ended up setting a record for our townhome in that community just because of all the work we were able to put in ourselves that saved us money and made us money, but also the details that other homeowners weren't paying attention to. And though a lot of houses had been on the market already, ours went on the market and ours sold first. So those are just some things to think about as a homeowner if you are looking to sell.